You were going to talk about this? Glasses off. Business is meant.
I'm just going to come straight through the front door. I'm just going to come straight through the front door. I'm not going to knock on the side. I'm not going to dance around the subject and then come home and hit it straight. If the Jets trade away Jamal Adams because they can't figure out a contract for him, and they do it this summer because they're afraid he's going to hold out, I will hit the ceiling. I will absolutely hit the ceiling. Like, literally, I will get on a ladder and punch the ceiling. Whatever room I'm in when I hear it, I will find a step ladder. I will find a ladder. I'll climb on a piece of furniture. Depending on the room and the height of the ceiling and whatever else I get, I will punch the ceiling. I will hit the ceiling. We've been through this before, Jets fans, and I understand Joe Douglas is here to do a job and figure out the roster and all of that. Jamal Adams, I don't know what's going on in the locker room, and I don't know what he was doing behind the scenes. All I know is how good he is. And this is the type of guy you build around defensively. This is what you do. You build around him and his personality. I don't care if it clashes with the coach. And if you decide that he's not going to come in, guess what? Then let him try it that. And I say that fully loving the guy. Saw him at the Super Bowl in Miami. He knows how I feel about him. He was part of our combine coverage with Dion, was amazing at it on the last day of the combine. But the whole idea of Jamal Adams and the Jets being at a contractual impasse now and them trading him now because they're afraid he's holding out. Look what happened with Darrelle Revis. John Izek did it. The old general manager of the New York Jets. Mike, I think you've got some of my favorite John Izek moments that are right there because
stand by.
He was the guy who traded away Darrelle Revis because they folded during his holdout and it became a holy heck of a mess, and they traded him to Tampa. We all know how that worked out. You might as well, if you're thinking of trading Jamal Adams right now, just send him to New England. Just send him to New England. Just send him right to Bill Belichick. That's where he'll go.
We'll take him.
You bet you will.
Please welcome the wickedly...
No, that's very good. Thank you.
I was
That's
just
not
doing
it.
that for you, Rich.
Look, if Jamal Adams and the Jets can't come to a contractual agreement right now, you got to play it out. The time to have traded Jamal Adams is before this year's draft. Are you really going to trade him to the Dallas Cowboys who will fall over themselves? And I know you might get a 1 for him. And then you got to wait to cash in that 1 next year? You don't trade players away in the middle of the summer, especially when you're on the verge of a season where you need to see what you got in your quarterback. And you need to see what you have in your coach with your quarterback. And you need to see what you have in a team that finished up as well as it did last year. Is this a playoff team or not? If you think it's a playoff team, and if you think you need to evaluate your quarterback with your coach, and you need to evaluate all that, you don't trade Jamal Adams away. You figure it out. And if you can't figure it out, and Jamal Adams wants to hold out, that's the only recourse you have as management. Don't trade him away. Your team's not better with him elsewhere. Your team's worse. I don't believe that I got to actually say these things. Maybe the rumors and the reporting is posturing, and I'm taking the bait. And the only reason why I'm taking the bait, speaking on behalf of every Jet fan, is because I've seen the bait. I've seen the bait. I've seen the fishing rod. I've seen the pond. I've seen whatever. If it's deep sea, I've seen that. I've seen the boats. I've seen it all. And you know what it ends with? It ends like Jaws. It ends like name any sea movie. Go ahead. Name a C movie.
Perfect Storm.
Yes! That's how it ends. It doesn't end like The Love Boat, where Charo and Jack Klugman fall in love and they sail right back into port after a wonderful trip to Puerto Vallarta.
Moby Dick.
That's the only, by the way, that's the only ocean sea story I know
Sure,
that ends very well. Where Vic Tayback and B. Arthur connect.
Wow.
And they come home and they love each other. And Isaac double points at him and they run off into the sunset. And I sit there and watch Fantasy Island as the Jets win a Super Bowl.
That's right.
They don't end like that.
No.
So I'm taking the bait because I've seen this before.
All right, so Adams set to make $3.5 million this year, jumps to $10 million after that, and then of course the Jets could franchise him for 2022. But he has said he wants a new deal.
He deserves
before
it
this year.
He deserves it. He deserves it. How does that sound?
Yeah, what did Howie Long say?
deserves
He's a
it.
card-carrying badass.
He should be irked, but if he's going to say to the Jets, I will not take your $3 million and I'll sit out, that's his prerogative. And that, to me, is the only option the Jets have. You can't trade him now and then say to the fan base, we'll win without him, and that 2021 draft, man, we're gonna have that in the back pocket. The impasse could have easily happened in April as opposed to May. And if you do want to trade him, you could cash in those picks on the spot and get someone for Darnold to catch a ball. Or get someone for Darnold to keep him upright so he can throw the ball. Or get somebody who can make a play on defense so Darnold can get the ball back. It's all about your quarterback.
Yeah, great stats. Since 2011, there have been 223 first-round picks. Only 16 have gotten a new contract after their third year. McCaffrey did it this year, obviously. He was 2 spots after Adams in the 2017 draft.
Jamal Adams is special, man. And he means a lot to Jets fans, if that means anything to the Jets. And this may be all posturing, and Joe Douglas might be sitting at home saying, chill out. RELAX. You can't trade him. You can't just trade him.
I mean, we'll take him.
You know what? I honestly don't even know. I honestly don't even know what their situation is at this position. But one guy who knows this kid, and would raise their hand, and I would trade a 1 right now for him. I'm Tampa. I don't know what they are in that position. They might be set. Buccaneers fans may be saying, what are you talking about, Rich? We're set at the safety position. Todd Bowles knows all about this kid. I bet you he loves Todd Bowles. And you want to win now? Screw it. Get him. Get it and win now. And the only reason why I would hold off on it is because I'm concerned if there's going to be a playing season or not. And the last thing I want to do is flip a 1 for a season and try and win it all in a season that I have no idea when it's going to kick off. And in front of whom? I don't even know what their depth chart is there.
Mike Edwards and Andrew Adams.
All due respect to them.
Yeah.
There's another Adams. I don't even feel better.
Do you feel? I was going to say, how does that feel to get that?
Because I saw that yesterday, and I'm
like,
like, come on, not again. Their best defensive player in the secondary. There's a contractual dispute again, and you want to trade him again. So we might as well just cut out the middleman and send him to New England, or maybe we'll just repeat it. Send him to Tampa. They'll win a Super Bowl with him, and then they'll send him to New England, and then we'll see Jamal Adams twice a year and see him celebrate with Stid and Bill. Or send him to Dallas. That's his wish. That's what he wants to do.
That's
Dallas
where he wants to go, yeah.
But Dallas can't afford him.
No. Not with, I
don't know how much pie you can have, man.
When Andy Dalton's
They're
the
out of pie.
quarterback, there's plenty of pie. So,
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.